How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. Today I'm going to be going over the Galaxy Tab 3 7.0 for beginners. The purpose of this video is for someone who doesn't know anything about tablets but would like to learn how to use their Galaxy Tab. So I'm going to go from the beginning, starting from step 1 to about step 10, and hopefully this will give you enough information to help you get started, taking advantage of your tablet and having a good time with it. And for some of you others, you may know a little bit, but this may teach you a little bit more to help you take more advantage of the tablet. So let's jump right in. First and foremost, I'm going to go over the buttons on the outside. So first things first, this is the headphone jack to plug in headphones or to plug it into a speaker. So you have a couple of options there. This button is your standby / your power button. Let me demonstrate. If I tap it, because the tablet is on right now, it will wake it up from being asleep. But also, if I want to turn the tablet off, I can hold down this button. So watch this. The screen is on. If I hold down, then it will ask me, hey, do you want to power it off? Do you want to turn on airplane mode? Or do you want to restart it? Do you want to mute it? Or do you want to turn the sound up? So it's a shortcut to a couple of different things, but the main thing is if you say, hey, I want to turn it off, you just hold that button 1000 pretty much for 1 second, and then it will launch and you'll have these options. The main one would be to power off. Okay, next we have the volume. These are called the volume rockers, and what that means is screen turn back on. There we go. Okay, they turn the volume up and down. So when you press the up one, it turns the volume up. When you press it down, it turns the volume down. Real simple, right? You're like, yeah, so far. Down here we have our speakers. This is where you charge it. The charger, which looks like this, it plugs right in to here, like so. Okay? Now guess what? It only fits one way. So if you try to plug it in the other way, it will not fit. Don't force it. If you notice it's not going, just flip it over, plug it in, and you're good to go. Okay? So now that we've gone over that, how do you actually open it? How do you actually get into the tablet? Well, all you do is take your finger and just run it across the screen. Okay, let me do it one more time. I did it kind of quick. Okay, so take your finger and you're gonna run it across the screen. If I just tap the screen, it doesn't do anything. Notice that this does not do anything. You have to put your finger on it and then move your finger, and that will unlock it. Okay, so that is how you actually get into the tablet. Now once you're in the tablet, one of the first things you need to know about is what's called your notification panel. And to get to that, you just take your finger, you see where it says Samsung, put your finger on Samsung and slide it down. That will bring up what is called the notification panel. In this panel you will see a few things. You will see at the top here these things called switches. Okay, and these switches control different parts of the tablet. For example, the internet. So when you tap the Wi-Fi button, if it's green and you tap it, you're turning it off. If it's black and you tap it and it turns green, it means you've just turned on Wi-Fi. And at that point, it will then try to connect to a Wi-Fi network. And right now, these are all the networks that are possible. So Wi-Fi is important because, like, if you want to go on the internet, if you want to check your email, you have to be connected to the internet or it won't be able to connect you to any new information. So for example, if someone has set up your email on here, you can't see new emails unless you are connected to Wi-Fi. So again, we're going to swipe down to bring up that menu. Wi-Fi is on, but we're not connected. Okay, so I'm going to go over how to connect to that in a second, but let me go over the other buttons here. So next we have our GPS button, which you'll use for the tablet to try to find your GPS location, and that would be for if you wanted to use like the Google Maps app or Google Earth and you wanted to look up an address or something like that. So I don't normally keep this on, so keep that one black. You'll use it every so often, but don't keep it on because it will drain your battery. The next thing is your sound. Now when this is green, it means that the volume is up, so it's going to make a noise if it gets a notification or if you tap play on a movie or something like that. If you tap it again and it turns black, it's muted. So that's how you would turn the volume down, especially if you had this somewhere, like if you brought it to church and you wanted to use a Bible app. You would want to make sure this is black, because if it's green, it means it's going to make noise. You don't want it to make noise. If you want it to go back to making noise again, just tap it again, tap mute, and now it becomes your sound button. The next button is the screen rotation, and when this is green, it means that if you turn it sideways, the tablet will rotate like such, and when you turn it back, then it'll rotate back. If you turn this off, when you turn it sideways, it will not rotate. Okay, but now watch this. Maybe you'd like to use your tablet more in the landscape mode, which is long ways. You could turn it this way and then turn off screen rotation, and then it won't rotate back to the portrait setting. So that's just one option with that. We can tap this again, rotate back up, and now we're back to our main portrait. Portrait is when it's in up and down like this. The next thing is Bluetooth. If you wanted to connect to a Bluetooth speaker or a Bluetooth like headset or microphone or something like that, you would just tap Bluetooth and it would turn on Bluetooth. It's going to turn green, and then it will take you to here, which is the Bluetooth setting, and it will begin to look for Bluetooth devices. So it kind of, when you turn that on, it's going to start looking for Bluetooth devices for you to connect to, because most of the time you wouldn't turn it on unless you wanted to use it. So this is where you would do that. If you wanted to find a Bluetooth device, you'd have to tap scan first, and then on the device there's a button that you'll press that will put it into what's called a pairing mode, and that's so the tablet can see your device and your device can see the tablet, and then they can connect. Alright, we're going to cancel that for now. Swipe back down, and the rest of these you're not going to use as much. Power save, I'm not sure what it does. Obviously it's supposed to save power, but I don't know the details of how it actually saves power. So if your battery's low and you want to make sure your tablet's going to last you for a couple more hours, I would turn on power save. I know it does a couple of things with dimming the screen, so you know, turn that on, especially if you're trying to conserve on your power so that the battery will last a little bit longer. Blocking mode, that's basically setting the tablet so if it's after a certain hour, it won't make noise. For example, if you're trying to sleep and someone keeps sending you emails or Facebook notifications or whatever, it will not make noise until you turn the blocking mode off. So I don't turn my blocking mode on because mine makes a noise, but it's not that loud, so I don't really hear it when I'm asleep. But for some of you guys, you may pick a special sound or notification, and you don't want it making noise if someone's constantly sending you stuff. So therefore you would use the blocking mode. Next we have sync, and what sync is going to do is it's going to basically look for new emails, it'll look for new Facebook stuff, whatever you have connected, whatever accounts you have set up, it's going to constantly look for new information. This does take up a little battery power. It's not really something you want to turn off unless you don't want to get information to the tablet, which would be a little odd. But sometimes I'll turn it off if I know I'm only going to use it for one purpose. Like if I'm going to watch a movie, then you may not need sync to be on at the time. Other than that, it usually is going to stay on. And driving mode is a special screen that makes it easier if you're trying to use it while you're driving, but I don't think you should be doing that. So other than that, you do have under here, you have a brightness meter, which usually I usually just have on auto, and the screen will adjust the brightness to how bright or dark the room is. Now if you say maybe it's adjusted it and you still want it to be brighter, you can just move this little bar, just touch it and move it to the right, and it'll make it brighter. Or you can say, hey, I want it to be dimmer, and then you can dim it down. That is totally up to you. I usually leave it on auto. That's just my preference. You also have a shortcut right in the upper right corner, which is this little wheel, to get to your settings menu. And in settings, you'll have more control over the settings. So you can just swipe down and tap settings, and it's right there. And below there, you have notifications. Now, what notifications is, it has to do with what apps you have on the device, as well as, again, what accounts you have synced. So, for example, if you have an email account on there, if you have a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, a Pinterest, or you may have Candy Crush, or you may have like a slot machine game, whatever. excuse me, when you download those apps, they're going to ask you if you want to receive notifications. If you say yes, when something new happens or a new piece of information comes out, it will pop up on this notification screen. To get rid of notifications, you just with your finger, you swipe to the right, and that will get rid of the notifications. Right now there's none there because I don't really have any accounts synced on there. But this is a great resource, especially for email, because when you get new emails, it will pop up on here and you can see a preview of who sent the email and what the subject is. So that's pretty cool. And again, as you begin to download apps, that's where you'll see different information about that app on the notification screen. If you want to get rid of this screen, you can just tap the home button, or you can just start at the big button and just swipe up and it will go away. So that's a really important part of the tablet, because you're going to use that a lot for connecting to different devices as well as for receiving information on the tablet as well. So now that we've gone over that, the next question is, where are the apps? How do I find my apps? Or maybe you just downloaded an app. Where does it go when you download it? It goes here. This is called your app drawer. When you tap here, it takes you right to your apps and your widget section. Okay? And so the tablet comes preloaded with a lot of apps. You get over 2 pages of apps. And what is an app? App is short for applications. If you're familiar with computers, or you've used a computer before, on a computer it's called a program, or it's called software. On a tablet it's just called an app. So it's just the equivalent of, as a computer is to software or a program, a tablet is to an app or an application. Everything that you do on a tablet is run through some type of app. Excuse me. So for example, if you wanted to get your emails on here, you'd have to go through the email app. You would tap email and you would open the email app, and then you would put in your email address and your password, and that's how you would be able to receive emails on the tablet, as well as that's how you would be able to send emails or read emails. All that is done through an application. If you wanted to set an alarm for the tablet to go off and make a noise, you'd have to use the alarm app. If you wanted to search the internet, you would have to use what is called, there is an internet icon, or there's Chrome. Chrome is also an internet, what's called browser, which will allow you to look at things on the internet. You will just tap Chrome. You also have calendar, you have your contacts, you have a camera. If you want to take pictures, you would just tap the camera and it will take you to that section where you can actually use the tablet to take pictures. Right next to apps, you have what's called widgets. And widgets I love, because widgets allow you to customize your home screen. It also allows you to stay more connected to your information. So for example, I'm going to show you a couple of the widgets that are on the tablet so far. So this is a widget right here. It's a clock widget, so it actually shows you the time, it shows you the date, and you can actually tap it. And let's tap it right now, and we can put in the city that we're in, and it'll show you the weather. But first I need to connect to Wi-Fi. So pause the app or pause the widget. Let's connect to Wi-Fi. You're going to swipe down from the top, tap Wi-Fi. If it's black, tap it and it will turn green, and then it will begin to look for Wi-Fi networks. And these are a few that are in the area. I'm going to connect to It's Morphin Time, and now I'm going to put in my password. Okay. You would type your password on the keyboard. You must type it exactly the way that you have set up that network or whatever the password is. So if it has capital letters, you do have to put in those capital letters. If you don't, you will not be able to connect to your network. Once you type it in, you press connect. Okay, so now guess what? I know I'm connected to Wi-Fi because at the top of the screen I'm going to see this symbol right here. This symbol means you're connected to Wi-Fi. That symbol right there, the second one. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to putting in our city in this app. So I'm going to put in Los Angeles and hit search, and it'll find the city. There it is. Tap Los Angeles. And now that widget is going to change because I've just updated the information. So now it's reflecting, it's saying, hey, the weather is sunny right here. and it's 80 degrees. Now what's cool is this will always reflect the weather. So for example, if it's raining, it will show rain. If it's gloomy or cloudy, it'll show clouds. So it's a great way to kind of stay up to date with what the weather is and help you kind of plan accordingly to your day, how you want to dress and whatnot. Okay, so this is a Google search widget. So when I tap in this box, it will let me search things on Google. Let's move it down a little bit here. I also have an active apps widget, and that's if I open up a couple of apps. So I opened up email, I opened up internet, and I opened up contacts. Now guess what? I've opened those apps and I've just gone back to the home screen, but those apps are still running. So if you tap active applications, it'll show you those apps that are running. You actually want to tap RAM manager, and you can clear your RAM. But actually that wasn't what I wanted to do. Actually I wanted to, if you hold down on the home button, just press it, hold down on it, it'll take you to here, and this is what's called your Multitask Bar, and this will show you all the apps that are running. So when you open an app and then you go back to home, it doesn't close the app stays open, because you can go back to it later, but you don't want to have too many apps running because then it will slow your tablet down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swipe. I'm going to go through and find the ones, okay, I'm not going to go back to settings, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to close Peel. I'm going to close my gallery. I'm going to close my contacts. And then for these other two apps, guess what? You may want to go to the internet, so you would just tap on it and it will take you right into that app. So that's kind of, I showed you a few things right there. The first thing I was showing you is the widget, and then after I was showing you the multitask, how to look at your running apps. And again, it's by pressing your home button. You hold down on it and then it'll take you here. And then you can just, if you want to close all the apps at once, you don't have to swipe each one. You just tap the button to the right, which is right here, and now it'll close all the running apps. Okay? So I didn't go over these buttons a lot. I'm going to go over them right now. So this is your home button. No matter what app you're in, let's say if we do go on the internet, if you tap the home button, it will take you back to the main screen. Every time. That's what it'll do. If you hit it twice, so you tap, it will launch what is called S-Voice. S-Voice is a personal assistant where you can ask it to do things for you. For example, you can have it type things for you. You can have it open up certain apps, and it will listen and it will follow your commands. It's not perfect, so don't get too excited about it, but it does work pretty good. You do have to play around with it. Guess what? If we're done with this app and we want to go home, what do? We tap the home button. We also have a menu app right here. When you tap menu, it'll bring up a menu to add apps and widgets. You can actually add widgets and apps to this screen. These are all your home screens as you swipe left and right. These are the home or the front screens of the tablet. So for example, I can go to menu and tap add apps and widgets. It will take me here, and then let's say I want to add an app. I want to go to apps, and then let's say you want a shortcut to be able to open up your Gmail, where you just hold down on Gmail and then it'll take you to this screen. Then you just move it where you want it to go and let it go, and then there's your app right there. Okay, so if you've ever had an iPad, you would know that any app you download, they all go on the home screens. Well, Android is different. You can download 30 or 40 apps. They're not going to all go on the home screen. They're all going to go in the apps drawer, which is right here. And you can choose which ones will go on the home screen if you want some to be on the home screen. If you don't want them to be on the home screen, then you don't put them there. You only put there the things you want to be there. And I'll show you an example. This is my Galaxy Note, which is a larger version of this tablet, and it has a cool stylus pen. So I'm going to show you my home screen. This is my home screen right here. Okay, I have a little widget right here which shows me the time, and I just tapped it. It shows the time. It shows me what battery percentage I'm at. Sorry, I keep pressing stuff. Okay, one more time. So what it shows you, the weather, the time, the screen brightness. Then down here I have a calendar widget so I can keep track of all my important dates and times. I have an email widget. I can look at a little short summary of all my emails. I have a to-do list down here that's called Wonder List. And then I have some other apps right here and some shortcuts. And then I have some apps at the bottom here. And my app drawer looks different. Mine is a circle with the dots, whereas your app drawer looks like this. Okay? So, just want to make sure you guys understand just what apps and widgets are. And that's kind of how mine is set up. If you want to move something on one of these screens, again, you just tap here, menu button, add apps and widgets, and then find what you want to add. So I showed you how to add an app. If you want to add a widget, just tap widget. And let's say you want to add a bookmark. You just hold down on that and then drag it right on the home screen, and there it is. Or actually, first it's going to ask you to choose what you want to bookmark. So anyway, that's how you add apps to the home screen. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to download apps. That's very important. Now, I don't have, let's check it out. Let's see, you're going to go to apps, and then make sure you're on apps up here, and look for Google Play, which looks like this. And I just tapped it. Right here, Google Play. Tap on Google Play. That's where you go to download apps. Now guess what? You cannot download apps unless you have a Google account. A Google account is free, so don't worry about that. So if you already have like a Gmail account, you can just tap existing. If you don't have one, you can create one right now just by tapping new, and it'll ask for some of your information. I'm going to add one of my existing accounts so you can see what the process looks like. So I'm going to tap existing, and then it asks you to put in your email address and password. So let me enter that. Okay, so once you enter your Gmail information or Google account information, you're going to tap the arrow, and that will take you to the next screen. Press OK. It will sign you in, which takes a couple of seconds. You can always create a Google account or a Gmail account on the computer just by going to gmail.com and setting up one. I recommend that. That's a really quick process right there, and that's just another easy way to do it as well. So the sign-in part usually is pretty quick. It'll only take a couple of minutes, and then once your account is set up, then you can download apps. They always ask you to join Google Plus. It's a social network thing like Facebook. I don't really do too much on it, so I just tap not now. And then the next part is entertainment, and basically there's a feature that's called Google Wallet. And basically what it is to download apps, you need to have a credit card on file. Now guess what? A lot of the apps are free, right? But you still have to have a credit card on file. Okay? So even if you say, I just want to get free stuff, I don't want to pay for anything, you still need to have a credit card on the account. Alright? I don't make the rules. A lot of people get frustrated by this. It just kind of is what it is. So what you're going to have to do, if you tap not now, don't think you're getting away with it, because when you go to download an app, they're still going to ask for you to have a credit card on file. So you're going to tap set up credit card, and then you'll put in the information. Again, it's not going to bill you, and in fact, before it can even bill your credit card, it will ask for your password. So don't be afraid of your kids using your credit card without permission. They always ask for a password before they actually take a payment. So as long as the kid or someone else doesn't know your password, they still can't use your credit card to buy things on here. I'm going to tap not now, and it will ask if you want to back up and restore. Not sure what happened there, but that's usually the process of how it works to set up your account so that you can download apps. So now your account's set up, everything is the way it needs to be. You're gonna go to apps and do this first. Hold down on the Play Store and move it to your home screen, because the Play Store you're going to use a lot, so I always recommend to have this on the front. So your Play Store is now on your home screen. Okay, now you're going to tap Play Store. Try it again. Tap Play Store. There we go. And the Play Store, you can buy anything from movies to music to magazines to books to applications. You can buy a whole bunch of stuff in here. That's why they put a credit card on file. That's why they want a credit card on file, so it's easier for you to make purchases if you want to make purchases. So if you're getting apps, you're going to tap Apps. And then the first thing it'll show you are some categories. So you have editor's choice, you have games, you have tablet 101, or at the top here you have categories: home, top paid, top free, top grossing. So you can look at basically what are people downloading. If you want to get the free stuff, you can tap top new free, which sounds excellent to me. You can look at, these are the top free apps that everyone's downloading. So let's say you want to download this Mickey app. Where's my Mickey? You would just tap the app, and the first thing it will show you are some pictures, and some will have a video as well. I don't want to watch the video, so I'm going to tap the back arrow, and that'll take me back from the video. So I want to watch videos, but some apps will have a little video preview, so you can watch what the app is supposed to look like, or you can look at these pictures here and you can tap the picture and it will show you a larger version. There's also going to be a description so you can read about the app as well. You can see the rating and customer reviews at the bottom here. To do the final installation, you're going to tap the installation button and they're going to ask you for permission. You tap accept and the app will start downloading. And you'll see it'll say downloading going across right there. You'll see a little arrow in the corner right here. So all that's basically telling you that the app is downloading. Now let me show you a couple more things in this section that are important. So maybe you know what app you're looking for. Someone told you, hey, I want to download that cool app, Google Keep. It's a note-taking app. You can just tap on there's a magnifying glass that'll always be in the corner up here. Tap on the magnifying glass, type in Keep or Google Keep, whatever you want to type, and then you're going to hit the magnifying glass and it will search that topic and it'll show you everything in that section. So here's the app that I wanted. You can tap it and then you can look at the pictures or the video, and if you want you can tap install. Now guess what, whenever you see install right here, it means that it's a free app. If you see a price right here, it means that it is not free. So that's how you can decipher free apps versus paid apps. Now I want to go back, so I'm going to tap the back arrow. Now some of these will be paid. I'm trying to find a paid one so I can show you what a paid app looks like. And none of these are paid. Okay, let's type in an app I know that's paid, which is called Slingbox. If something pops up, just tap the back arrow right here and it will take you back. Okay, real quick, this is Slingbox. This is an app you normally have to pay for. So if you notice, now you'll see a price in the bottom right corner. That's how you know it's a paid app. So we can tap on that. Again, we can see a little video of what it's supposed to be and some pictures of what the app as well looks like. Okay, now if you buy an app you have 15 minutes to refund it. So if you buy this and decide this isn't what you want, you can actually go back to this same app in the store, and right here it'll say refund, but you only get 15 minutes after you buy it to do that, and if not, you're stuck with it. So pay attention to that. Okay, so anyway, that's how you download apps. You can search them by using the magnifying glass, or you can use the main screen and go to apps and just look at what free apps or paid apps are in there, and you can choose which ones you want. And I'm going to tap the home button to get back to home. And that's about it, guys. This tablet does a lot. I tried to just hit the main things, at least so you know how to actually use it. So I hope you guys did find this helpful. Make sure you give a like and thumbs up if you did find the video helpful. Make sure you subscribe to H2TechVideos and keep watching. And we'll see you later. Take care and have a good one.